Hi there, it's Lana. I'm live from the Salvador Dali Museum down in St. Pete. I just wanted to share this is a gorgeous day and I hope you're out enjoying it in nature. The birds are happy and chirping and they're letting you know it. And just in case you've never been to the Salvador Dali Museum, this is a place you can't miss if you're in St. Pete. This architecture, the art, is amazing. It's an absolutely stunning place to visit. And every Sunday from 10:30 to noon, there's yoga. And you get a discounted rate if you come for the yoga to check out the gallery. So go ahead, give me a thumbs up. Let me know who's here. Show me some Sunday love. Hey, George. Alrighty, let me show you a little bit around me. Just kind of flip that video around. This is a wish tree. Everybody takes their wristbands and they put them up there. And the building architecture is just phenomenal.
Let's go get candy.
Candy.
I want candy.
And the cafeteria is really lovely and yummy food. And they'll accommodate any food issues you may have like I do. And this is the big mustache. You stand in the center and you ask someone to take a picture, then they just do that for you. So one of the things I just wanted to touch upon today is family. Family matters. And you can play with the words if you like. And the reality is, we all have family matters, but how much do we recognize how much family matters in our lives? So, one of the things it took me a while to come back to, and I've always been close with my family, not always in the depth of deep heart close, which I'm working on now, and I think that we have all in our different ways established a more deeper spiritual connection bond between us all, and it's really beautiful. But it didn't happen overnight because we all have issues in our lives, right? We all have family issues. Nobody's perfect. There will be moments where you disagree, you don't have the same opinions, you have different interests, different likes, different life paths and purposes. And you have to appreciate and recognize everybody for what they bring, because we all influence each other in some way, shape, or form. So in my life growing up, one of the things I have to be the most appreciative is how much my parents challenged me. Not always necessarily the way I would have preferred, but ultimately in a way that shaped me, allowed me to grow, to become the person I am today, to see my weaknesses, to see my strengths, and to see the people who influenced the way that I am. My habits, my beliefs, all started out with my family. So if I can't see that, then I'm missing a huge part of the experience and lesson I get from everything. Not everybody can be with family 100% all the time. And a lot of times it's because it brings up triggers, and sometimes brings up those mirrors of things that you want to wash away, you don't want to deal with, you want to dismiss, you want to say, oh, that's not me anymore, or you don't want to tolerate certain behaviors. Tolerating is one thing. Accepting a person for where they're at in their life is another. So ultimately, we really need to be accepting and loving of all the people in our lives, and especially family. Because here's the thing, if you want to heal your life, you got to start where you came from. And I found for myself, I could work on myself all I wanted. I could read all those self-help books. I could do all the yoga. I could try to meditate. I could look at who I was and some of my choices and experiences. But until I could take it back to the beginning, to where it all started, to where the most influential people in my life were, and how they shaped my experiences and the stories that I took. Not everything I believed was mine, was not my truth, was not part of who I was. A lot of it came from my family. How many people out there can attest to looking at yourself and going, oh my gosh, I became my mother. Oh my gosh, I'm my dad. Because you find yourself repeating the same things. And we're not just talking about words or sayings. It's like behaviors. It's belief systems. We don't just make this stuff up. But until you can recognize where it originated, you may not be able to see where you're at and how you got there. See, the thing is in order to make a change in your life, you need to be able to see what it is that needs changing. And we, again, have that benchmark. You can look back on your life and say, this is where I came from. And where do you want to go? So every experience that shaped you up to this point was to give you that benchmark to say, okay, that did or didn't work. And then as you've gone through your life and you see the repeated patterns, the repeated lessons and experiences, like, oh, it wasn't me, it was that other person. Well, 9 times out of 10, honey, it's you. It's all you. And it always begins with self. So we need to tap within again, go within, and really be honest with ourselves and accepting, oh my gosh, wow, I had no idea. I took on the story of my mother, and then I took on some of what my father used to say growing up. And then I could say, wow, so what was my truth? Where did I fit into all of that? And since I recognize it's not mine, it's not part of who I am, it just shaped my experiences, it's like you can kind of slowly let it slough off, let it roll off, let it fall away, so that you can start anew and say, okay, now that I can release this idea that things had to be a certain way, what else is new out there? Let me try something different. Because when you can change the way you respond and react, things unfold completely different. It becomes like a new life of miracles unfolding in front of you. Can you imagine having wings? Think about that. The bird's eyes view. They have a huge view, a perspective we couldn't even imagine, because they can go up, 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 far, far and away and look down at the minuscule. They have that keen sense of ability to see. When you can do that with your own life, just imagine you could grow wings yourself. So fly, fly, fly. Love your family no matter where they're at, because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be in the place you're at. Even if you want to say, oh, these bad stories, and don't be the victim anymore. Toss that theory. The reality is, you're stronger now, and you wouldn't be where you're at without them. Love them where they're at, and they may grow wings as well. I love you all. Family matters most. And I say a big hug and love to my cousin Stephen, who just joined. So, from the Dali, live. I hope you're enjoying your day. Take care. Bye.